I'm going to deal just with today because I don't have enough time. I only want to deal with one particular ad, which is the major, the public service broadcasting element of the media in Ireland, which is RTE. I'd like to deal with that if I could today. And what I'm going to quote from is mostly from their accounts from last year and from previous years. So I got it directly from their website. And I put the links on if you want to check it up yourself. It makes for very interesting reading. Really, it gives us basically an insight into how we're in this situation. Because we're in this situation because lots of people didn't do anything. The economists didn't do anything. All these economists that were in the public service, in communication, in media, in academia, they all knew what was going on. They all have studied this subject intimately. They all went and did third level courses in universities, and some of them got even past tertiary level. Some of them have masters and doctorates in this subject. They all knew intimately what the fallout was going to be, that this was a Ponzi scheme, a bubble, and when it would burst, it would have massive social implications for a little country like Ireland. But not one of them did anything. And then parallel to them are the people who they are supposed to be. They're supposed to, their primary role is as a public service broadcasting network for Ireland. And we pay for that. We pay for the bulk of this through our licence fee, which 103 people went to jail last year for. 103 people went to jail in this society for non-payment of that €160. However, we've already discussed that in previous snips. But what's happened now is we see with the Zoe Developments debacle during the week, the cat is out of the bag. The genie has got out of the bottle and it won't go back again. The banks, the establishment, government are trying to hoodwink the citizens of Ireland and telling them that they are going to give, through NAMA, a discount of between 15 and 20% on toxic assets that aren't worth, they're probably worth a third, they're probably worth 33 and a third % of what was paid for them in 2007 and preceding years. But they're trying to tell us they're worth 80% and we're going to take the hit. And when you see when I read out what from their website, you'll see why and how this all went on. This is from RTE, just to quote them. It says the majority of RTE's activities are of a public service character, but the cost of providing such services exceeds the amount of public funding received. As a result, RTE relies on a dual public commercial funding model and engages in commercial activities to bridge the gap in public funding that they receive. Then goes on to tell you, RTE is accountable to the Minister for Communications, Energy and Natural Resources. The remuneration of the Director General of RTE is set within a range determined by the Minister for Finance and the Minister for Communications, Energy and Natural Resources. And then to find out what his remuneration is, we've got to go into the accounts. Sorry, well, I just find this. And we find emoluments for the Director General, Cathal Gowan. I don't know Mr. Cathal Gowan from Adam. Just in case you're thinking I might do. I don't. He's a Belfast man and a Gaeilgeoir, but I don't know him. And last year he earned, his basic wage was €348,000, and he got a performance-related pay addition of €46,000 on top of that. So he got 394,000, say €400,000, just less than €400,000. And in the previous year, he earned 441,000. So in 2008, he earned just less than €8,000 a week. Now this is twice what the Taoiseach earns. This is 2.5 times what a First Secretary or a head of one of the government departments would earn. And I find all this incredible to take in. How can this be? This man is in charge of a public service facility. Almost a half of what is required is given through licenses that we pay for. They get a grant of 200 million a year. They have to find. Their total operating cost is 460 million. They have to find, I think, 260 million of that. They get that through advertising and through running a business. Now, I have nothing to say against Mr. Gone. I don't know who Mr. Gone is from Adam. All I'm saying is this is a reflection of something that's going on a grander scale. Just listen to the following then. Employee information, wages and salaries. The total wages and salaries paid within the RTE structure last year, in 2008, was 176 million. Now, the total number of employees within the group at that time, which consisted of full-time, part-time and casual employees, was 2,338. And if you divide 2,338 into 176 million, you get 76,500 euros. That's the average wage. The average wage, now probably a lot of those people do not earn 76,000 euros per annum. But an awful lot do, and an awful lot earn an awful lot more. So we are talking about thousands of people who earn substantial amounts of money in a public service broadcasting institution, which we pay the bulk of the money goes towards. We pay it. And they have people who they employ who are the actual broadcasters, the people who broadcast their programs, the people who they employ to put on these programs. I don't want to go into names here, but we all know how much these people earn. Lots of these people earn 300, 400, 500. Lots of them, some of them earn €750,000 euros a year. Now, what difference would it make tomorrow morning if we didn't have Mr. X and he earns $750,000? What difference would it make? But that's not really the point. The point at issue is it's all part of a cosy club. And they are not going to do anything to challenge the authority of the government or demand that ministers come on and answer questions on their programmes. Because it's like turkeys voting for Christmas. These ministers and these men in the cabinet, employ them. But they don't, you see. They give out the money and they have the say. They can tick all the boxes. But the money comes from us. This RTE is supposed to, it says that it's a non-profit organisation. It's a non-profit organisation. So Mr. Cahill Gowan and all his acolytes off the RTE board and all the executive officers who run it on a day-to-day basis, their remit is to run it as a non-profit organisation. It's supposed to tell us what is going on in the country. But instead of that, it doesn't. It hides what's going on in the country because it's in their interest not to rock the boat. And that's just RTE. That's the box in the corner and the radio and RTA and Radio FM and all that. Keep the masses dumbed down. Keep all the sheeple just eating the grass. That's all we have to do. Anyway, I think I've said enough. We'll get back to something more sensible maybe tomorrow. Thank you very much.